This week, the FAA levied a $24 million fine against American Airlines, saying it flew planes that didn't meet safety standards. The FAA has fined both Southwest and American Airlines now, but recently it has done little to police wrongdoing in a case that News 8 has investigated over the last 18 months. We discovered aircraft mechanics were granted bogus repair certificates by an FAA examiner, but the agency has not taken any action against the examiner or the people in its own agency who helped him operate. Here's Channel 8's Byron Harris.
This was Tobias Aerospace in San Antonio. After a News 8 investigation, the FAA shut down the operation and invalidated 1,400 repair licenses that were issued there. Behind this door is Brian Tobias, who ran the facility, charging as much as $600 for every license he approved. But although the FAA no longer allows Tobias to test mechanics, it has taken no criminal action against him. It's not referred him for criminal prosecution, nor sought to penalize him. When it comes to FAA inaction, Dallas aviation attorney John Kettles is not surprised.
I've seen almost no indication ever in my experience over 20 years of doing this where you see anyone from the FAA being held to their standards or being disciplined for not enforcing the rules.
The bogus licensing procedure began at the FAA's Flight Standards District Office in San Antonio. FAA inspectors were supposed to interview candidate mechanics to see if they were qualified to take the test. Mechanics are required to speak English. At least 280 of them were foreign nationals. Our investigation discovered some did not speak English and were approved by FAA inspectors anyway. The FAA has taken no action against any of the San Antonio inspectors who allowed the bogus tests to go ahead.
If you're looking at the FAA and how well they police themselves, I think the history tells the story. Occasionally you'll have extreme examples that come to light of someone who's fired or kicked out of the FAA. But I think under those extreme examples, there's probably an awful lot of lax enforcement, people not doing their job.
The FAA says it's still investigating its inspectors. It says there's no evidence they took bribes. The FAA declined to be interviewed for this report. Byron Harris, Channel 8 News.